Hi guys, this is Mrs. Trosvik down in house 6B. I hope you guys are doing well. My voice is a little bit better than the last time I did these recordings. I apologize. Okay, so we are going to be working on lessons 10.3 and 10.4 today on page 132 in your packets. Give me 1 second. I'll flip my screen so you can see it. Hover cam. Here we go. All right, guys, so we are on page 132. It says 10.3 at the top, converting units of measure. If you look at the top, they do give you a hint of every single conversion of measure. So you should see some of the customary units that we use in the United States. We are going to use kind of this example to simplify. It's going to look really complex at first. Bear with me. It's not as difficult as you think. Take a brief look out of these two steps. And then we're going to begin. All right. We're going to start with number 1. We aren't going to do every single one, but we're going to start with a few at a time. I am going to use my paper just because I know that I will run out of room. If you need scratch paper like me, go ahead as well. So I'm going to just write number 1. We have 3 pounds, 20 ounces. If you look up above at your conversions for weight, because pounds is our clue, we are talking about weight. So if you're looking at the ounces measurement for weight up above, you will see that 16 ounces equals 1 pound. So with that being said, we're going to take 16 ounces from 20 because that will give us 1 more pound. So we're going to take 16 ounces away. If I take 16 ounces here, it turns into 1 more whole pound over here. So we're going to add here, but we're going to subtract here. So 20 take away 16 is going to leave us with 4 ounces. But I'm going to add those 16 ounces as 1 pound to the 3 pounds I already have. And that leaves me with 4 pounds, 4 ounces left. So my conversion would be that 3 pounds, 20 ounces is really equal to 4 pounds and 4 ounces. This would be simplest version. All right, let's go to number 2. Number 2, we have 2 cups and 12 ounces. So number 2, 2 cups, 12 ounces. If you go up above, we are talking about cups. So we're talking about volume. 1 cup equals 8 ounces. So we're going to take 8 ounces at a time away. So we're going to take 8 ounces away from 12 ounces. Every time we take 8 ounces away, that gives us 1 more cup to add. So we're going to add 1 cup for every 8 ounces we take away. Now, 12 take away 8 leaves me with 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Or if you count up, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 4 up to 12. Now, that leaves me with 4 ounces. And then I have to add that 1 cup conversion to my original 2 cups, and I'm left with 3 cups and 4 ounces. Now, I cannot take another full cup away as 8 ounces, so therefore this is simplest form. So my answer is we have 3 cups and 4 ounces. All right, next one. Number 3, I have 3 weeks. A 3-step conversion. Whoops. Sorry, guys. 3 weeks, 9 days, and 30 hours. So we're going to start with our hours. And then we're going to work our way over. So this is going to be a multi-step equation because we have 3 different pieces. You guys know, based on up above, that there are 24 hours in a day. And there are 7 days in 1 week. So we're going to need both of these guys for this conversion. So down below, I'm going to start with my 20 hours. And I'm going to take 24 hours from the 30 hours that I had. So I had 30 hours. If I take 24 hours from that, it turns into 1 full day. Now, that leaves me with 6 hours, and I have to add that full day that I took away in hours to my 9 days that I had originally and turn it into 10 days, and my weeks just stay the same. So I now have 3 weeks, 10 days, and 6 hours. Now, I can't take 24 hours away from 6 hours anymore. This is simplest form, so that's just going to go to my bottom answer, 6 hours, but I can take days away and turn them into weeks. So if I take 7 days away from the 10 that I have, it turns into 1 week of time that I need to add. So if I take 7 days away, I'm left with 3 days. And if I add that 7 days, which really is 1 week, to the 3 weeks I already have, I now have 4 weeks total with 3 days and 6 hours. So 4 weeks, 3 days, and 6 hours worth of pay. So simplest form would be 4 weeks, 3 days, and 6 hours. All right, now we have a 3-step conversion again for number 4. So for number 4, similar. Number 4, we have 1 pint, 1 cup, and 16 ounces. If you go back up to the liquid conversion, we have 8 ounces per cup. So if you're looking at this, we know, some of you know, that 8 and 16 are related to each other, that 8 is a multiple of 16, or that 16 is a, or 8 is a factor of 16, or 16 is a multiple of 8, which means that I can take more than 1 8 away. So we just have to know how many 8s we can take away. So I can take 1, here, let me change colors, sorry guys. I can take 1 8 ounces away, and that leaves me with 8 ounces. And then I can take another 8 ounces away. So technically I can take 2 more full 8 ounces away. If I do that, that turns into 2 cups that I have to add to the 1 cup that I already have. So, so if I take 8 and 8 away from 16, I am left with 0 ounces. So I have 0 ounces left. Then I'm left with 3 cups and 1 pint. Now, I don't have any ounces, so really I don't have to write this anymore. We can just completely leave the ounces off because we converted them into cups. So realistically, now I have 3 cups and 1 pint, but I know that there are 2 cups per pint. So if I know that 2 cups equals 1 pint, I'm going to take 2 cups from the 3 that I have, and I'm going to turn it into another pint. I'm going to add that to the 1 pint that I already have. I'm going to take the 2 cups away. I'm left with 1 cup. And I'm going to add the 1 pint to the 1 pint I already have, and that leaves me with 2 pints and 1 cup. So number 4 would be 2 pints and 1 cup. All right, I'm only going to do one more with you of these conversions. So let's go on to, which one do I think is the hardest? Let's jump to number 11. Let's go to number 11. I think that one's the hardest, so I'll do that one with you guys. So number 11, we have 23 hours, so we're talking about time, 62 minutes, and 94 seconds. So we have a 3-part conversion so far. That's a little hint. So we're going to start with the first step. That's seconds. We know that there are 60 seconds in every minute. So I'm going to take 60 seconds away, but I'm going to turn it into 1 minute. So for every 60 seconds I take away, I add 1 minute. So 60 seconds, I'm left with 34 seconds. I cannot take any more 60 seconds away. So I can go back and add my minutes now. So I'm down to 34 seconds. 62 plus 1 minute is 63 minutes. And I can just bring my 23 hours down. All right, then I'm going to go back and I'm going to take my minutes. My 34 seconds will stay the same. I cannot convert that anymore. And I can take 60 minutes now away because I know that that 60 minutes is going to turn into a whole hour. So 60 minutes, I'm going to add an hour by taking 60 minutes from the 63 that I have. I get to add an hour over here. That leaves me with 3 minutes. And then 24 hours total. Now there's a trick here. For those of you that see it, you see that we now have 24 hours. That also is the same as 1 full day. So we have another step conversion. So 34 seconds is going to be brought down. I can't convert that. 3 minutes is going to be brought down. And then I'm going to take 24 hours away from 24 hours because it's going to turn into 1 day. So we have to add 1 day. We had no days fully over here, but now we do. So this leaves me with 0 hours and 1 full day. Anything that has a 0 we can leave off. So I have worked 1 day, 3 minutes, and 34 seconds. There would be our final conversion for number 11. All right, turn the page. We're going to go on to 10.4. All right, this one's a little bit harder, but all your hints are kind of at the top. You also should have some sort of notes pages that gives you conversions as well that you can refer to. If you don't remember, the beginning of your packet also has a bunch of conversions that you can use. On that first page, you have a bunch there as well. Okay, first one, number 1, 32 ounces, we need to turn it into pounds. If you remember that there are 16 ounces in a pound, then we can easily convert. So watch, we have 32 ounces, and we're going to just set them up as 32 ounces over 1. Okay, we're going to multiply that by a fraction. If we want pounds as our answer, we know that there are 16 ounces in 1 pound. So I want to get rid of my ounces and turn it into pounds. So watch, we're going to put 32 here, ounces. If I want to get to pounds as my answer, I need to get rid of the word ounces. The only way to do that is to have ounces on the top of my fraction and ounces on the bottom of my fraction. Now that I have that, these guys cancel each other. 16 ounces are in 1 pound. Now all I have to do is multiply a top. My answer of pounds is going to be in my answer. I have 32 times 1 on top and 1 times 16 on the bottom, which leaves me with 32 divided by 16, which converts into 2 pounds. So if I have 32 ounces of hamburger, I really have 2 pounds of hamburger. All right, number 2, 36 inches into yards. So this one's going to be another multi-step conversion. So start with your 36 inches. We want to get to yards. So the first step is we have to go to, we know that there are 36 inches in 3 feet, right? So we have to start with going to feet first. So 36 inches we have to turn into, we got to get rid of inches. So I'm going to put inches down here and feet on top. How many inches are in 1 foot? 12 inches are in 1 foot. Okay, now I know that that means that inches are going to cancel. Okay, but I'm still trying to get to yards, and I have nothing about yards yet. So that means I have to cancel feet. So I'm going to put feet on the bottom of here, and I want yards on the top because I want that to be my final label. Feet will cancel. I want to know how many feet are in a yard. 1 yard equals 3 feet. Feet will cancel because feet is on top, feet is on the bottom. Now I have yards as my only label left. So that means I already know that yards is going to be my label. Once I know that, then I can start multiplying my top numbers. 36 times 1 on top. 1 times 12 times 3 on the bottom. So that leaves me with 36 divided by 12 times 3 is 36. So 36 divided by 36 equals 1 whole yard. So 36 inches really equals 1 yard. All right, number 3, we have 3 yards that we are trying to turn into feet. So we need to get rid of the label yards. So I'm going to put yards on the bottom, and I want to get feet. And I know that I can convert feet to yards. So you just have to know that there are 3 feet in 1 yard. Now, based off of that, yards will cancel. I have yards on top, yards on the bottom. I'm left with this equation, 3 times 3 over 1, and my feet will be my label because that's the only label I have left. 3 times 3 is 9, divided by 1 equals 9 feet. So if I were to have 3 yards, I really have 9 feet total. Number 4, 2 gallons to quarts. Gallons on top times, I want to get rid of gallons and turn them into quarts, which I can do. Gallons are going to be on the bottom. I know that in 1 gallon I have 4 quarts. So 1 gallon equals 4 quarts. 4 quarts on top, 1 gallon on the bottom. Once I have gallons on the bottom and gallons on the top, the gallons go bye-bye, and it leaves me with the label of quart. Now I'm left with 2 times 4 on the top and only 1 on the bottom. So 2 times 4 is 8. Divided by 1 is 8. So I have 8 quarts in 2 gallons. All right. 5 pints, number 5. 5 pints, and we have to turn it into cups. If you look at pints to cups, we can do that right away. 2 hops, 1 pint equals 2 cups. So I'm going to multiply. I want to get rid of pints because I want cups as my label. So pints has to be on the bottom. We just got done saying that there are 2 cups for every 1 pint. So 2 cups for every 1 pint. Now that we have that, pints can cancel. Leaves me with 5 times 2 on the top divided by 1, which equals 10 cups. There are 10 cups in 5 pints. All right. I'm going to skip down to a few harder ones. Let's see if I can find some harder ones. Let's go with number 14. Now, there are a couple ways you can convert these guys. So 18 inches, if we want to turn them into feet. We have 18 inches over 1. We want to get rid of the word inches, so we have to put feet on top. We know that there are 12 inches for every foot. Okay, now, in order to do this, that would leave me with inches cancel, 18 over 12, and then we would simplify it into fraction form. We could pull 1 whole out. That leaves me with 6/12 or 1 1/2 feet. Okay, now some of you can do this in your head a little bit easier. So if you know that there are 18 inches, and for every 12 inches you take away, it converts into a foot, you would have 6 inches left, right? So you would have 1 foot and 6 inches. So similar to our last page. So both answers are correct. 1 foot and 6 inches is the same as 1 1/2 feet. Either is correct, but realistically, they want us to know the final feet. So we want to know fraction form, what do we have as feet? So we would have to convert 6 inches into 1/2 a foot in order to do that. This would probably be the easiest way to understand that. Let's do number 15. 3 gallons turned into pints. So 3 gallons turned into pints. Well, we have to go quarts first. So in order to get rid of gallons, we have to turn it into quarts first. We know there are 4 quarts in 1 gallon. Now that we know that, we can get rid of the label gallons. But I want to get to pint, which means I still need to multiply. And I need to get rid of the word quarts in order to get to pints. So the quarts cancel. there are there are 2 pints for every quart. So now that we have pints as a label, now we can just multiply our numbers on top and multiply our numbers on the bottom. So it leaves me with 3 times 4 times 2 over 1 times 1 times 1. 3 times 4 is 12. 12 times 2 is 24. Divided by 1 equals 24 pints are in 3 gallons. All right, guys. I would say that this is a lot of problems to do. If you're not in school today, I want you to just focus on the even problems only. So just do the even problems, submit when you're done, and then do Edulastic lesson 2 on lesson 4. I believe it's lesson 2. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's lesson 2. All right, guys, have a good day. Take care. If you need help, reach out to your teachers.